at the bus depot?
I gotta go someplace where I can get everything I love. Internet with 1 gig speeds. A home security system. A whole home DVR with thousands of shows on demand.
Wait, all those things that you love, I know people right here who can get you all of it.
Internet, TV, security, and phone. Get it all with Compori, your friendly neighborhood tech giant.
Let's go! Oh yeah! Reach for the sky. We go! Yeah! Yeah!
As you set your financial game plan, we'll be with you every play. Relax. You're with Founders.
Hey, I'm Carter Osterhaus from HGTV, here with some tips on heating your home comfortably and responsibly, starting with your heating system. Even on the coldest days, nothing keeps your home warm and cozy like a high-efficiency, Energy Star qualified natural gas furnace. You can actually feel how warm the air is, and that's because a gas furnace delivers air that's up to 25 degrees warmer than the air from a heat pump, and you'll have warmer air inside and cleaner air outside.
All right, and thanks for tuning in. I'm here with head coach Andrew Jackson, Jeremy Smith, and talk about going into that Louisville game, how you felt your week of preparation went.
We felt like it was a pretty good week. They gave us their offense. Obviously is very special. They've scored a lot of points, and they do some things very well, and they got some guys that loaded with some speed, and they do a very good job of their scheme. But we felt pretty good on, of what routes they were doing and run scheme wise, what they were trying to, what they had done the past, couple games. So we felt pretty good about it defensively. We had to change a little bit of what we were doing. We had some personnel issues here and there, as far as we had one linebacker out, and so we were trying to move some guys around. Probably, hindsight being what it is, probably some guys a little bit out of position, but, injuries and stuff like that happen. But we felt like, for the most part, guys were prepared for, at least what they were going to see. And defensively, we knew they were going to fly. Defensively, we knew they were going to fly around. They were going to, they were going to get to the ball, and exactly what we saw in the game. We did some things. Surprisingly, we did. I've always looked at it like, it's all, when you go back and watch it, it's not always as bad as you think it is and always as good as you think it is. So we did some things I felt well some at times during the run game and against them and here and there. But, we feel like we probably going forward and what we've been talking to them so far. And after the game on Friday, what we discussed with them was, we got to learn from this. We got to learn from some bad mistakes that we made, but mainly just challenge their mentality and challenge their kind of give them a heart check a little bit. How bad do we want to how bad do we want to fight going forward when we get in certain situations? And so that was the big thing. There was the big takeaway. I felt like for the game, coaches, we got to do a little bit better job. Myself, obviously included, we got to do a little bit better job making sure our kids prepare for that speed and prepare for really good football teams. But like I said, we did some good things here and there. We did some things that we shouldn't have done, some bad things. But, big thing is, hopefully going forward, we're a little bit more prepared.
And talk about moving forward now. Your pre-region schedule is done. We're moving forward toward the region. What would you like to see out of your offense in terms of improvement heading into region play next week?
Yeah, so we kind of been talking about it. It's kind of been a thing, over the past, couple of weeks. We, we haven't felt like we've, created enough explosive plays for one. We've got to do a little bit better job of they had a little bit better job of creating some explosive plays. And a lot of that comes from, just finishing blocks or, being on the right angles and things like that. But we got to do a little bit better job of creating some more explosive plays, and we got to do a better job in the passing game. We feel like we got to be more efficient. We weren't efficient all last Friday night. And so, and protection's getting better. We're holding up here and there at times. Protection, we got to be more efficient. And it's not all on one person. It's not on Brady or quarterback or receiver. It's just a combination of things that we've got to get better at, and we've got to practice it and keep getting better at that part of it. But we felt pretty good with the run game. We still need, when Demise comes in or whoever to kind of spell Trey at times at running back, making sure that we've got, we can get solid reps and solid time out of them. So we keep working that. And I felt like our offensive line is getting better each week. I mean, they are getting better each week. They've done a good job of improving each week. This was, the scoreboard don't look like it, the yards don't look like it, but we're doing a better job of getting better at offensive line. So big thing is, like I said, we just got to be more efficient in the passing game.
And the same thing with that defense. What are you looking forward from them moving towards the region?
We had talked about the previous two games, they've done such a good job of playing with more urgency, more intensity, getting to the ball, and we kind of been preaching that. So, we didn't play that way on Friday night. It seems, for whatever reason. So we've got to make sure we get back to that. We got to make sure we get back to, flying around and playing at a fast pace and getting guys to the ball. We got to do a much better job at that. And it's what it's going to take. We're going to see, some teams that we're going to get their best shot. We got Louisville's best shot Friday night. We're going to get teams going forward their best shot. So our defensively, we've just got to keep flying around. We've got to find some personnel pieces, right, to fit the right spots at linebacker and DB, and putting guys in the right position. We're feeling good about that, and we had some injuries and things that happened. So we got to make sure that we're constantly preparing guys to get in the right spot and put them in the right position so we can be successful. So the big thing, is, we're going to continue to get better at stopping the run. We're going to continue to get better at coverages but just realizing, playing at a fast pace, be confident in what we're doing, know what we're doing assignment wise, and let's fly around.
And the same thing with special teams. What are you looking for them?
Yeah, I mean, we've done a decent job in non-region. I felt like we've done a decent job with some things. We hadn't had a lot of opportunities here and there on certain special teams to do some things. I want to see more, creating more turnovers, creating more, better field position for our offense. We thought we had one. We had a kick return called back for a touchdown Friday night. We're getting there. We're creating some more explosiveness. I felt confident through non-region. We flipped the field. We gave our defense good field position. We've done some things there on special teams to help. But the big thing I've always looked at special teams, which we've done, is, get good field position and not give up touchdowns, and we've done a good job of that so far, but just creating more turnovers, whether it be field goal block, punt block, give us more opportunities to, change the game a little bit more.
Now, I know most of the coaches are returners that you have, but you've had 5 games now for them to kind of get used to you and you kind of get used to them. How important is that now moving into the region to have those games kind of under your belt, starting 0-0, moving into the region?
Yeah, I mean, we've and getting back to the coaches here in a second, we've told our kids, it's like what you were saying, it's every goal still in front of them, right? And so, even though we lost last week and not been as successful maybe as we wanted to in non-region, every goal is still ahead of us. And so, and I think our kids are realizing that. We've had a good talk about that this morning, and we just got to learn from it and go forward. But everything we want to do is still there. And I felt like our assistant coaches, and kudos to them, they've done a great job so far. I think Coach Henderson, Darian Henderson, OC, and Kenny Samuel, and our defense coordinator, they've done a great job so far of trying to get our kids prepared, push them. Our coaches do a great job of pushing our kids to, make it a little uncomfortable, right? And so we start to, get, push past just being, complacent about stuff. And so we've done a good job. Our coaches relate well to the kids. In-game stuff. We've done a good job as a staff making adjustments and trying to figure out what we're getting hurt at or what we need to do better during games. And I felt like our coaches have done a good job with it and tried to make good adjustments. And so, but our coaching staff, kudos to them. They really care for our school and our community, which is something special. You don't have that a lot of places. And so the biggest thing you see from them, they get passionate because, they want to see their hometown become successful. They want to see their home school be successful and win. And so, but we've meshed well. There's no issues, no problems there. But I felt like our staff's done a great job so far.
All right, now you're heading into region. First game on the road at Sherrall. What are you expecting from them?
Film wise, they and we saw a little bit of them this summer with 7-on-7 stuff. But they are a good. They have good skill positions. Our kids at the skill positions. They do a good job on their offense of complementing their run game. So they throw, a lot of people call RPOs or whatever, but they do a good job at that of working off their run game and their schemes off their run game. They do a good job of, working whatever pass concept they want. So they give you different formations. They give you different personnels. They'll be in the gun and they'll be in wishbone. So, they're going to give you different things. Defensively, they've got a solid. We know what the plan is, and what we've seen so far is that people want to stop our run game. So we know that that's going to be part of their plan, and we've kind of seen them do that to other teams. And so it's like a theme that teams we played is, their record is not quite, a good picture of how good they really are. And so they played some good teams in Marion, and they've played a good team in Lotta and Darling. They've played some solid teams, I felt like, up to this point. And so maybe their record is not as, as a good, like I said, a good enough picture of how good they probably are. And so they've got some good athletes and I think they can definitely, give us problems. And this is a game that, is all our region games for the most part are going to be like this, but this is a game that, I'm sure that they're going to be hyped up for. We're going to be hyped up for. So it's not necessarily a rivalry game, but it's one of those games that it means a lot. So, we're going to see some passion out of it. We'll see some, hopefully we come prepared and we come ready for, to match their intensity that I'm pretty sure they're probably going to have. So.
All right, Coach. Well, good luck this weekend. Hopefully we got a 1-0 after this week, and we'll talk to you again next week.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
All right. Thank you.
Hey, Grant, what you doing at the bus depot?
I gotta go someplace where I can get everything I love. Internet with 1 gig speeds. A home security system. A whole home DVR with thousands of shows on demand.
Wait, all those things that you love, I know people right here who can get you all of it.
Internet, TV, security, and phone. Get it all with Compori, your friendly neighborhood tech giant.
Let's go! Oh yeah! Reach for the sky. We go! Yeah! Yeah!
As you set your financial game plan, we'll be with you every play. Relax. You're with Founders.
Hey, I'm Carter Osterhaus from HGTV, here with some tips on heating your home comfortably and responsibly, starting with your heating system. Even on the coldest days, nothing keeps your home warm and cozy like a high-efficiency, Energy Star qualified natural gas furnace. You can actually feel how warm the air is. And that's because a gas furnace delivers air that's up to 25 degrees warmer than the air from a heat pump. And you'll have warmer air inside and cleaner air outside.
Coach, thanks for being here again. I'm with head coach of Buford football, Joe Watson. Coach, not obviously the result that you wanted at the end, but talk about your prep going into the game against Cross.
Well, going in, we knew they're a good football team, and they were last year. And I talked to Coach Wright several times leading up to Friday night, and we talked about how good a game it was last year, and we both hoping for the same type of football game coming up Friday night. And our prep week was, I thought it was pretty good. We had things that we were working on to get into good situations offensively, and we knew defensively what we had to do to be successful. So, prep week was about as good as you could expect it to be.
And after the game, what was it that you told your kids?
Biggest thing I told them that everything they want still in front of them. I'm gonna speak to it today before we go out to practice. But the last time that a Buford football team started 1-4, they were region champs at the end of the year. So we're gonna hope to duplicate that. But biggest thing is we got to work on, again, we just got to keep cleaning us up. This stupid mistakes that we make. Either side of the football or the third phase of the game on special teams as well, we just gotta eliminate and get better at.
And now moving forward, you guys are getting ready for region play, and you've seen your offense now, for 4 games. What would you like to see your offense improve in going into the region?
Well, the biggest thing is just the consistency factor, man. We look like world beaters when we go out on one drive, and then next time we get to football, we go backwards. So the consistency factor for us is the biggest thing, man. We got to just continue to put drives together. And like I told the guys, it's one play at a time to get back in football games or to continue the momentum that we have at the time.
And, watching the game, I thought your defense was pretty decent actually in the game, kept you guys in there. What would you like to see from them moving forward?
Well, just continue to get after it, man, like they did. I told those guys at the end of the game, I said, defensively, we played pretty well. Now, if you look at the score and this average fan sitting in the stands is 24-0, and you say, well, how did they play well? Well, the biggest thing that happened to us was our offense put us in bad situations. I mean, we if I'm not mistaken, we held them their first drive, and we get the football, and we have some momentum, and 1st and 10 turned into 2nd and 25. So that right there was the tone setter for us offensively all night. And we got, like I said, when I spoke to it just a second ago, we got to clean that up, man. We can't win a football game like that. And so we're gonna go back to the drawing board today at practice and get that fixed. That's the biggest thing. We're not changing anything we do because it is what we do. But we're just gonna get those little things fixed. And defensively, I told them, I said, guys, y'all played well. Because we knew what we had to do to stop them. And when you give them a short field of 35 yards, I mean, I think anybody can go out there and score for the most part. So, those are the things we got to do is be more consistent offensively.
And special teams, the same thing. How do you clean that up moving forward?
Yeah, we just got to make sure we make kicks where we need to make them and field goals in that opportunity when that opportunity hits. And, just like on our kickoffs, we want to make sure we're hitting our landmarks as far as where we're trying to kick the football. So.
And you kind of mentioned it, but go a little bit more into like coming up now is region play. It doesn't really matter what's happened going into here. This is all kind of preparation to get ready for the real season. Talk to that and how you can, get your kids to buy into that.
Well, that's it, man. We, I tell everybody I talk to, these first 5 games are are complete tune-ups, man. From the time you start until today is tune-ups for the ultimate prize, and that's to win the region. So, you know, like I told the guys in the locker room after the game, and I made mention to it just a minute ago, everything you want still in front of you. Playoffs, region championships. So it just all depends on how you come to practice. And, you know, our work ethic is going to determine that. And I told them, I said, it starts in fourth block. So here at 2:30, 2 o'clock, I'm sorry, here at 2 o'clock, we fixing to get back at it and lift a little while, watch a little film, and get out on the practice field.
And getting ready for Central. Central, your first opponent, you have them at home. Talk about Central and what you're expecting from them.
Now, well, they're a good football team. They lost to Anson County out of North Carolina Friday night. But, you know, you can see that they're very athletic across the board on both sides of the football. I think they're a lot like us as far as they got people playing both ways. Quarterback's a good football player. He spins it really well. Three's their playmaker. Three's their guy that they want to get the football in his hands as much as possible. And he's also safety on the defense side of the ball. So, you know, up front, they're a four-man front from everything we've seen. They'll jump in some three-man a little bit. But, you know, we're going to prep for both and know how to block it. And then on the offensive side of football, we're going to or for us defensively, I should say, they're going to keep you as much as possible in spread out, and we just got to rally and run to the football. I expect our defensive ends to have a good night. They've had one every week, so, you know, I expect it to keep going.
All right, Coach. Well, we look forward to talking to you again next week, and hopefully we can talk about 1-0, right?
Absolutely, because that's all that matters, man, every week.
All right. Thanks for the time, Coach.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Go Jackets.
Hey, Grant, what you doing at the bus depot?
I gotta go someplace where I can get everything I love. Internet with 1 gig speeds. A home security system. A whole home DVR with thousands of shows on demand.
Wait, all those things that you love, I know people right here who can get you all of it.
Internet, TV, security, and phone. Get it all with Compori, your friendly neighborhood tech giant.
Let's go! Oh, yeah! Reach for the sky! We go! Yeah! Yeah!
As you set your financial game plan, we'll be with you every play. Relax. You're with Founders.
Hey, I'm Carter Osterhaus from HGTV, here with some tips on heating your home comfortably and responsibly, starting with your heating system. Even on the coldest days, nothing keeps your home warm and cozy like a high-efficiency, Energy Star qualified natural gas furnace. You can actually feel how warm the air is, and that's because a gas furnace delivers air that's up to 25 degrees warmer than the air from a heat pump, and you'll have warmer air inside and cleaner air outside.
All right, and thanks for staying with us. I'm here with head coach of Indianland, Adam Hastings. Coach, thanks for being here again.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me, Troy.
Yep, and you had a bye week going in off of your 1-point victory a couple weeks ago. What was your focus for the last week?
Last week was a kind of a different week for us just because we had a JV game on Monday against the previously unbeaten Palisades JV team. That was a reschedule from early in the year. So, we have Monday, the day off for our guys, and we went there and supported our JV guys, and they had a great, outstanding victory shut them out. I mean, played really, really well. I mean, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday we practiced, and then Thursday we had a nice, great game against Blythewood, which we lost, by one score. So, it's kind of weak for us at the varsity level. Just kind of cleaning up stuff that when we did a kind of the analytic breakdown of what we're doing well in the off season or during the preseason, just kind of like cleaning some of that stuff up and and kind of refining and defining what we want to make sure we're doing. A couple guys get a little banged up, but we want to kind of rest and get them back to where they need to be, and then for our really just give our younger guys an opportunity to kind of have the show.
And off of that, kind of moving forward here, moving into region play this next week, what would you like to see from your offense?
I think the biggest thing is not making mistakes in critical situations and just taking care of the football. I think we're a good team when we can drive, create explosive plays by playing with tempo, and we just take care of the football. I think it's the most important thing. It's the one, anytime you have 4 turnovers on offense, one on defense, on special teams, there's this ball security things that you got to take advantage of. I think as coaches and sometimes, as fans too, we make the game a lot more complicated than it is. The game is truly about blocking, tackling, and taking care of the football. And I don't care if, you can be a Dolphins fan, you can be a Broncos fan, you can look at any of the college games, the big games, the big wins, the big losses of the college game. And, the stuff they're doing, they end up tackling and blocking really well, and they end up taking care of the football. And so I think that for us, it's just, focusing on those aspects of the game offensively, especially the blocking and taking care of the football, I think is a big aspect of it.
And thinking of, again, moving forward about that defense, how do you, continue to help them tackle well and stop the other team from blocking well and try to get some of those takeaways?
Yeah, I mean, we went full gear all week last week, just which, we don't have a lot of those days this time of year, but just went full gear with the idea like we're going to give a 20-minute or 15-minute time during the day where we're going to do tackling and put a lot of emphasis on tackling circuits and whatnot, just to ensure that we're heading in the right direction. So I think that was the biggest part of it, just making sure that we're putting the work that is needed to make sure we're tackling the way that we need to tackle.
And now coming up this week, you have your first region game. So basically what's happened before doesn't really matter when it comes down to making playoffs and all that. It's about moving forward. So what is, I guess, your team learned about themselves in the last 4 games that's going to help them moving into region?
I think there's a lot of lessons that we've learned. A lot of those lessons that I think that we have learned. The final part of that is yet to be written. So I think a lot of it is just about preparation. I think about the mindset that we got to take into going to weeks and how we practice. We're such a young team that there's so many small things that, when you have older players and veteran players, you kind of take for granted a little bit. And I think our guys have understood that there's, leadership can come in all years and all phases in all different ways. So being able to lead the right way, understanding that we are a much different team than we were last year. That's not a bad thing. It's not a good thing. It's just who we are. And so I think as coaches, it's been understanding that we got to coach this team a little bit differently than we have years past. And then also understand that we have some opportunities where we're as explosive offensively and defensively as we've ever been. So learning how to lean on that, take advantage of, is going to be important.
And this week you got York at home. Talk about York and what you're expecting from them.
Well, we know, they're hungry. This is a group of a lot of senior laden players who, they started as sophomores 2 years ago. They're 4-1 with a 1-score loss to a really good Clover team. And I think when you look at them, especially when you watch them on film, they're going to play hard. They're explosive. They have some guys who can really make plays, and how they play and the style they play. If you're not careful, they're gonna hurt you. And so we got to make sure we come and we play smart. We got to play really well on special teams. In every game they've played this year, except one, they've either scored or created a large momentum play on special teams. So in the Rock Hill game, they had 4 of those momentum plays. Last week they had 2. So I think for us is we have to play smart on special teams. We gotta be able to control and create momentum opportunities in there for us, and then again just play our style football.
All right, Coach. Well, I appreciate you coming on, and I'm hoping after this next week you'll be 1-0.
Me too. That's our goal. Absolutely.
All right, Coach. Good luck this weekend, and we'll talk to you next week.
All right. Thanks, Troy.
Yep.
Hey, Grant, what you doing at the bus depot?
I gotta go someplace where I can get everything I love. Internet with 1 gig speeds. A home security system. A whole home DVR with thousands of shows on demand.
Wait, all those things that you love, I know people right here who can get you all of it.
Internet, TV, security, and phone. Get it all with Compori, your friendly neighborhood tech giant.
Let's go! Oh, yeah! Reach for the sky! We go! Yeah! Yeah!
As you set your financial game plan, we'll be with you every play. Relax. You're with Founders.
Hey, I'm Carter Osterhaus from HGTV, here with some tips on heating your home comfortably and responsibly, starting with your heating system. Even on the coldest days, nothing keeps your home warm and cozy like a high-efficiency, Energy Star qualified natural gas furnace. You can actually feel how warm the air is, and that's because a gas furnace delivers air that's up to 25 degrees warmer than the air from a heat pump, and you'll have warmer air inside and cleaner air outside.